last longer. Say hello to your fairy godmother, Alice. And long-lasting Gain scent beads, part of the irresistible scent collection from Gain.
When the truck hit my son, I had so many questions about his case. I called the Barnes firm. It was the best call I could have made.
Call the Barnes firm now and find out what your case could be worth.
800-8 million.
Good afternoon. This is the Ktla 5 News at 4. I'm Samantha Cortese.
And I'm Mary Beth McDade. We begin with a developing story. 8 teens sent to the hospital during a field trip to the La Brea tar pits.
A scary situation. First responders saying the teens were seen in an altered level of consciousness. Sky 5 was overhead. Turns out the teens had eaten marijuana edibles. Paramedics responded to the area near the La Brea tar pits on Wilshire Boulevard just before 1 this afternoon. The LA Fire Department says the teens who were on a field trip became ill from those cannabis edibles. Several of the patients were seen being placed on gurneys and loaded into ambulances. All of the teens are expected to be okay. We still don't know which school the teens attended.
We have more developing news at this hour up in Malibu. It happened again, another deadly accident on PCH. This happened just after 1:30 this afternoon. Both lanes were shut down between Paradise Cove and Winding Way for a short time while police investigated. One lane has since reopened. The cause of the crash is under investigation.
Also at 4, an expected not guilty plea from the former interpreter for Shohei Ohtani on charges he stole more than $16 million from the Dodgers star ahead of a formal plea deal. Ippei Mitsuhara pled not guilty in federal court as a formality and is said to have agreed to a plea deal with prosecutors to settle the case.
KTLA's Lauren Lister was inside the courtroom and joins us live now with all the details. Hi there, Lauren.
Hi, MB. Hi, Sam. Yeah, after that hearing, the U.S. attorney telling us they think they will get a significant sentence given the significance of the conduct. But first things first, today was the arraignment where Shohei Ohtani's former interpreter entered a plea to criminal charges that could cost him decades behind bars.
Do you have to put this behind you with this plea agreement?
The interpreter saying nothing for himself as he walked in and out of court. Ippei Mizuhara arraigned on federal charges for stealing nearly $17 million from Dodgers superstar Shohei Ohtani to pay off illegal gambling debts.
Ippei, are you sorry for what you did to your friend Shohei Ohtani?
In court, Ohtani's former translator, as expected, pleading not guilty.
However, that is a procedural matter. As we mentioned last week, this defendant has entered and signed a plea agreement. In that plea agreement, he has agreed to plead guilty.
Mizuhara set to change his plea, admitting guilt to 1 count of bank fraud and 1 count of subscribing to a false tax return. Together, they carry a sentence of up to 33 years in prison.
The scope of the conduct is remarkable.
The U.S. attorney alleging not only millions stolen, but also thousands of illegal non-baseball sports bets placed over years, with phone calls where Mizuhara pretended to be Ohtani to convince the bank to approve large wire transfers. Federal prosecutors saying Mizuhara agreed to a plea deal after they presented a mountain of evidence against him.
The 19,000 bets, the recordings where he had impersonated Mr. Ohtani, other evidence that we uncovered, including text messages between Mr. Mizuhara and the bookie in this case.
The 39-year-old defendant worked for Ohtani for 6 years. Prosecutors saying the Japanese baseball superstar had no idea about his translator's actions. Legal analysts say the plea deal will help to wrap this case up more quickly.
A guilty plea means to all people that Mr. Ohtani was not involved. He is a true victim in this case. And as quickly as they can get closure, Mr. Ohtani can put this matter behind him.
The U.S. attorney telling us that hearing where Mizuhara will plead guilty would be expected in the next few weeks, and legal analysts say then his sentencing could come within months. One interesting thing, the U.S. attorney says that Mr. Ohtani will be able to present to the court how this impacted him, and that victim impact statement does influence sentencing. That's the latest live here in downtown L.A. I'm Lauren Lister. I'll send it back to you in the studio.
Lauren, thank you for that report. Latest now on the Trump hush money trial. The jury got an earful from Michael Cohen about mislabeled checks, false receipts, and blind loyalty in the alleged plot to cover up payments to adult film actress Stormy Daniels. Cohen claims he paid Stormy Daniels $130,000 to be quiet about her affair with Donald Trump in 2006, an affair the former president has denied. He says the Trump organization paid him back in increments and labeled the invoices as legal services. The alleged hush money payment was made after the infamous Access Hollywood tape came out. Cohen says then candidate Trump was worried about losing women voters and didn't want Daniels to speak about the affair. The former president spoke to reporters after court adjourned.
Today we had a very good day in court. You see what's happening, and you'll have to report it because I can't talk about it too much. But I think it was a very, very good day.
Cohen is the prosecution's final witness. Cross-examination will resume on Thursday.
The search is on for suspects behind a home invasion that terrified a Redlands family over the weekend. Police say it was in the middle of the night when people broke in and confronted the residents.
KTLA's Shelby Nelson joins us live from Redlands, where she spoke with one of those victims. Hi, Shelby.
Hi, Sam and MB. Yeah, still lots of questions remaining. Why this home was targeted in the first place, if it was a case of mistaken identity, because nothing was taken by those perpetrators, but still a very scary situation nonetheless for that family that was inside the home when those people barged through the back door.
These people didn't seem to care whether there was anybody there.
It's after midnight Sunday morning. The lights are on. Stanley Trammell's wife is downstairs watching TV in their Redlands home. His 21-year-old son is asleep upstairs while Trammell is also upstairs.
She told me she heard like a loud boom and then a second one because the door didn't give in the first time they kicked it. And then this guy came in and then she screamed.
4 to 5 masked men come barging in through the back door, setting off the home alarm system on Concord Lane.
They were all wearing black.
Trammell says they forced his son out of bed. Trammell tries to fight one off with his cane, but he was no match for one of the intruders he says was pointing a gun at him. His shaken wife falling and hitting her head while attempting to get out of their way.
When they were talking to you, was there any distinction in like their voice or anything?
Nobody talked to me.
A scary encounter that Trammell says only lasted between 5 and 7 minutes. It's unclear what the intruders were looking for or if their plot was foiled because of the blaring alarm. But there is something that left the Trammells puzzled.
We think that they were actually looking in the bedrooms, which are all upstairs. Nobody made any demands about give us your jewelry or give us your money. They didn't take anything. I'm more confused than anything else because we don't know why.
The intruders leave without taking anything. A neighbor's surveillance video shows the moment police arrive. They search the neighborhood but come up empty-handed. Many now on edge and considering adding more to their existing security systems.
These are things that we just don't expect to happen and we hope never to happen. But when it happens right in front of your house, that's like way too close for comfort. That is what really, frankly, has made us reconsider all of our safety protocols around our house.
And Trammell's wife ended up going to the hospital that night. She is now recovering. But again, Redlands PD have not arrested anyone. Anyone with information, though, is asked to contact them. That's the very latest here in Redlands. I'm Shelby Nelson, sending it back to you in the studio.
Shelby, thank you. Heartfelt tributes continue to pour in for our friend and colleague Sam Rubin, who passed away suddenly this past Friday.
Yeah, today, LA City Council members officially honored Sam's legacy. KTLA's Kimberly Chang has the details from downtown LA.
We saw Sam's name on SoFi Stadium and on the Santa Monica Ferris wheel, just to name a few LA landmarks. And now his name will officially be in the city of LA's record books.
Colleagues, today I ask that we adjourn in memory of Sam Rubin, who passed away unexpectedly on May 10th at the age of 64.
Council members honored our beloved Sam Rubin for his 30-plus years of contributions at Tuesday's LA City Council meeting.
Sam's career began in the 1980s as a freelance writer. His big break came in 1991 when he joined KTLA 5 as an entertainment reporter. And for many of us native Angelinos, Sam was among those that helped. He was a